All right, so it's never a dull effing moment at my shop here at Meineke Cinnamon. So we have a customer who purchased a vehicle from one of our used car dealers, and he was a young man. So he calls April and starts talking all this trash, how the vehicle's unsafe, the frame broke.
He bought a lemon.
It has no brakes. He bought a lemon. All this crap over the phone about this vehicle. And I know this used car dealer, and I know a lot of the used car dealers. The customer should pay better attention to what they're buying. And that's that.
His defense, he was very, very, very young.
So
very
he
young
says
guy.
the car's unsafe, the frame broke, he has no brakes, all this stuff. So then, like, an hour later, we see this Dodge Ram, because he says this Dodge Ram, pull into the parking lot, and I look out, and this young dude gets out of it. And I'm like, this has got to be this truck. I said, it doesn't.
And I didn't even know he was bringing it. I
it
had no
doesn't
idea.
look so unsafe because the mother effer drove it to my shop, right? And he said the frame broke, the brakes were, there's no brakes, all this stuff. So
And your shrimp will be
thank
right
you.
out.
If the vehicle is in that condition, it's coming in on a tow truck.
Yeah.
So in the interim, the used car dealer who works there, who the customer doesn't know really that well, is standing at the counter while this customer walks in the office. So I don't know if he knew.
He had no idea.
So the customer had no idea who this guy was standing at the counter. And literally my office is like 4 feet by 6 foot.
Yeah.
So April's taking care of the used car dealer who works there. And then April acknowledges him. They start talking. And he starts running his mouth about the truck and the used car dealership and saying all kinds of crap. Still not knowing that the partner owner who knows about this truck is standing right in front of this guy. He's flapping his jaw the whole time. So he comes out in the used car dealer, and I said, "Isn't that the young boy you were telling me about with the truck?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he was sitting talking all kinds of shit and saying stuff, and I'm standing right in front of him. He has not a clue it was me. So I'm laughing, right? And I said, well, the truck doesn't look that unsafe. He drove it in.
Yeah.
So then April and did he come back in and talk to you or not?
Michael? Mm-hmm.
We're not saying names. So I told the guy thinks he has a warranty, and as soon as they hear the word rust on your vehicle, you have no more warranty, and they don't care.
They won't warranty maintenance.
They don't warranty maintenance. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to have to look at this guy's car for free, unless April can get some money out of it. So I was like, all right, well, I want to go out and see how unsafe the vehicle is. I go out there, it barely starts because the battery needs to be replaced. The oil change is due. It finally starts on its own, but barely. I have a great brake pedal. There's no warning lights on other than traction control, which I'm like, wow, this doesn't seem so bad. I driving around the block, I bring it in the shop, I'm like, where's the broken frame? Where's the bad brake pedal? Where's all these issues?
I thought you said it needed a starter or a battery.
It probably needs a battery. So I put it up in the air, I inspect the frame, surface rust, nothing unusual for our times for a 10-year-old vehicle in South Jersey. The parking brake cable is broken, which is not uncommon on a Dodge Ram, and the back parking brake stuff is jacked, and the right front caliper is seized. So I was like, well, everything he said to April on the phone doesn't jive, and he said, well, he rigged it up so he can drive it.
Yeah.
Well, he rigged up a broken parking brake cable that was attached to nothing in the back brakes because there's no
He
parking
said
brake
that there
system.
was stuff that zip tied too. What was
Yeah, he
tied?
zip tied the cables up, but they're attached to nothing because the parking brakes rusted off in the back. There's nothing left. There's zero.
So he zip tied it to nothing?
He zip tied the cables up so they weren't dragging on the ground. So I look up the parts and I figure out what it's going to need to do. And then April asked him at the counter, like, well, if you have any type of money to put into this, how much would it be? And what he said,
No, I said out of pocket, how much money do you have to play with? And he said nothing.
right. So how do you expect to get your car fixed? You have nothing, so nothing's not going to change your oil, nothing's going to put a battery in your car, and nothing's going to fix your braking system. So I just told April, I said, if he doesn't have $2,000 to get started, to put a battery in it, change the oil, rebuild the parking brake system, come get your car.
Put it on on Facebook Marketplace and try to get a couple $1,000s and buy something else.
I'll tell him. You can tell him I'll give him $1,500 for the truck.
Okay.
You can tell him that. I'll give him $1,500. The engine was quiet. The engine light wasn't on. The exhaust manifolds weren't
Wait,
leaking.
how would that work? Because he still owes.
The frame's
He's
rusted.
still making payments.
Whatever his payoff is, if it's less than $1,400 or $1,500, he'll make a couple $100. If he owes $1,500, he's gonna lose. If he owes more than that, I'm not interested. But how about that? The customer was running his mouth about the used car dealership and the staff, while the partner was standing 2 feet in front of him.